Good morning, everyone. I hope this finds you well and living your best life in Jesus Christ. I've noticed that often when I'm talking to someone, I tend to ask them the same question a lot of us do. How are you? When you ask this question, statistics say that more than 90% of those we ask will say the same thing. I'm fine. By the way, that occurs in many languages as well. It seems to be part of the human condition. But also statistics tell us that more than half, and sometimes as many as 2/3 of these folks really aren't fine. When surveyed, a large portion of them admitted that they had serious problems, that they were experiencing or undergoing major upheaval, but they chose not to share the true state of their situation with the person asking. The reasons for this are many and varied, but really it boils down to an unwillingness based upon either wanting not to be a burden to the other person or not wanting to appear weak or in need, or because they just frankly did not trust the sincerity of the other person asking. In other words, they felt as if these questions were not a real inquiry into their well-being, but rather a formality, just simply being observed. The truth is that we often use this question to give an appearance of caring without any real emotional involvement. Well, I have only 3 words to say. Shame on us. The same thing can often happen when we tell folks we're going to pray for them. If we're not very careful, we will say we're going to pray for them and almost immediately forget to do so. Once again, shame on us. Especially when we act as though prayer is something that we do occasionally or only for special reasons. The Bible tells us that prayer is one of the most important tools we have as a Christian. But I think that often believers act as though it's something we should do rather than something we are blessed to be allowed to do. Our prayer life is literally a gift from God. It allows us to commune with the Creator of the universe, to pour out our hearts and minds freely to our Lord, and opens us up to appreciation of the blessings we're given every day. It's important that we establish a prayer life with God. Not only to talk to Him, but for God, frankly, to be able to talk to us. This prayer life doesn't always have to be about our wants or needs either. When we read Matthew 6:33, we have faith that everything will be added to us, and that's well and good. Therefore, as we continue in prayer, our prayer should be for others and their needs. Even when someone tells us, I'm fine, we should not stop praying for them and asking to God to fill them with knowledge and wisdom and understanding that only the Spirit gives. In Colossians 1:9, the Apostle Paul writes, For this reason, since the day we have heard about you, we have not stopped praying for you. We continually ask God to fill you with the knowledge of His will through all the wisdom and understanding that the Spirit gives. Basically, what it boils down to this, guys, is I need prayer. I hate to tell you this, but you need prayer too. And even the strongest person you know needs prayer right now, today. The person you believe to have it all together is in need of prayer today. I read somewhere a long time ago that when people say the word fine, it often stands for feelings I'm not expressing. When we ask someone how they feel and they say fine, we should realize 2 things. First of all, A, it's probably not true, and B, it's often a cry for true connection with someone who cares. Who do we know that always knows what's going on in someone's life and truly cares at all times? That's an easy answer. God. You may never know what a person is experiencing, and honestly, you just don't need to know. But Jesus does. We need to make sure that we just lift people up in prayer. Lift your spouse up in prayer. Lift your children and your family up in prayer. Lift your pastor and your church family up in prayer. Lift your friends, your coworkers, your community, local leaders up in prayer. Lift our national leaders up in prayer, whether we agree with them or not. Let's, from now on, let the phrase, I'm fine, trigger a prayer response from you to Jesus on their behalf. After all, we all know an extra prayer never hurt anyone, did it? Believe me, I can use it, and so can you. I hope you make today a terrific day. I want you to know that I'm here if you need me, and I love you all.